Furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.
They're the scum on the soles of your shoes.
Lawyers suck!
They're the last kind of friend that you choose.
Lawyers suck!
Talk Radio 790 KABC. I hope I don't suck. If you're coming back to work tomorrow after a Rhemus Helms-sized long 4th of July weekend, that's sort of like showing up for a colonoscopy done by your grandmother first thing Monday morning. It's not like that at all, is it?
How can you make a joke when my vaginal canal has been infringed?
Oh, yes, Cindy D is here, the most famous landline phone sex operator. Cindy D, has it been infringed?
The Rhemus Helms Corporation made a sex robot out of me and all my private areas.
Or was it artistic liberty based on how you described yourself to God knows how many men in 10,000 phone sex calls?
Yeah, sometimes there are a few guys on at once.
Is your dialogue on these landline phone sex calls always truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury?
The things I say when working the Cindy D line at Underground Operators, I make them up as I go along. They're my ideas.
Your ideas executed into a super sexy voice when you're on a time clock working as a landline phone sex operator.
It isn't like all I do is sit around in lingerie all day, getting sexually excited by men who still use landlines.
We don't imagine that's all you do. Of course, you let your fingers do the walking.
The way I suck a hard candy. Have you heard me? Mr. Gerber. Nobody can do it like me.
Does this Rhemus Helms sex robot concoction of you suck hard candies?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it does.
How do you know?
I've heard.
I'm going to try to get Rhemus Helms to provide some type of compensation for his little lapse in judgment.
Compensation? A girl can't get her privacy back when she goes over to her uncle's house. That is my uncle by marriage. And she sees a Cindy D sex robot laying in the guest bedroom of the Tonga hut.
Oh, that's a tiki bar in North Hollywood.
Uncle Sam married Aunt Audacious, who was my mother's sister's cousin's aunt's grandmother. They call their conjugal residence the Tonga hut. Don't you and your wife have a name for your house? Me and Cemex call our place the Hard Lump.
Where is this love shack located?
Whose? Mine or Audacious and Uncle Sam's? They're in 29 Palms. Imagine your daughter seeing a sex robot that is supposed to be you in a distant uncle's guest bedroom.
Oh, I don't have a daughter.
Imagine you did. And imagine she's a genius like my Vargine.
Well, I'm a genius, and I've seen Cindy D, the sex robot, a picture at least. I can't attest to the authenticity of the organs, but the face doesn't look a thing like you.
Last week, when Rhemus Helms was cozying up in this studio talking about his sex robots procreating in his worldwide distribution center over in Fontana, all the excess fluids that caused that seeped into the groundwater and caused those earthquakes they call Swarmageddon in Fontana, California. You said the Cindy D sex robot looks like a blonde Asian. I want to make a correction. The doll looks half Asian and half like my mother's eyes. The blue eyeshadow, at least.
Oh, I do apologize for that error. I've never seen your mother's eyes.
Vargine just knew the sex robot was the Cindy D model.
How?
She heard the show last week.
All right, let me get this right. Every time your 7-year-old genius daughter sees a sex robot, and I have absolutely no idea why she sees any of these, she assumes a sex robot is a facsimile of her mother?
Are you saying I ain't nothing but a sex robot?
I just don't see how Vargine just knew the sex robot sprawled out in the guest bedroom of Uncle Sam's Tonga hut. How Vargine knew that particular sex slave, robot, was the Cindy D model.
Probably because she's not 7 anymore.
Oh, that explains everything.
She's had a birthday. 8-year-olds know things.
I think the better question is why an uncle, even one as far removed as Uncle Sam? Why an uncle would buy a sex robot that looks like his non-related niece who is distantly related to his wife?
Because his distantly non-blood niece is Cindy D, the most famous English-speaking landline phone sex operator in the world.
Lawyers rely on a lot of logic. The natural corollary, what must follow, is if you were not the most famous English-speaking landline phone sex operator in the world, would Uncle Sam not have plucked down 6 thou for the Cindy D robot and laid her sprawled out in the guest bedroom of the Tonga hut in 29 Palms, California? Huh?
Oh, well, Uncle Sam was just trying to make me feel comfortable at home.
Comfortable with that? Feel at home? You mean to say you have piles of Cindy D sex robots laying around your house?
Laying around beds in my house. Rhemus Helms sent me 10 as a free gift.
Why have you positioned these god-awful things in beds?
They're laying around in beds in my house. I didn't say they're only on beds.
Is this an appropriate environment for Vargine?
She's spending most of the summer helping out the Harvard debate team with strategy. She's barely home.
Moving right along?
Yesterday, I went over to Father Rishi Yodinsky's house. You know what I saw? That sex robot sprawled out on top of some new model coffin he's going to start carrying at his mortuary.
Did you ask Father Rye why in the world he had such a thing?
He said he forgot to put it back in the coffin.
Well, that's the least he could have done.
He did a lot more. He asked me if other people got stuck.
Got stuck? You're pretty lean. I don't imagine you'd get stuck in a tight place.
I'm not the one who got stuck. Father Rishi Yodinsky said he got stuck and didn't have time to put the Cindy D sex robot back in the coffin before I came over.
I'm not really following this.
Father Rye invited me over to talk about muscular dystrophy because Delicious Divine and me did the whole 2-girl landline phone sex show and raised $169,000 in about an hour. He wanted to know if we'd be willing to do a landline show to fund the burial of ex-vets down on their luck. He was going to do the funerals at no cost in the hopes he'd get some new adhesives, but he wanted help paying for the caskets. He figured we'd raise the funds in about an hour.
Well, are you going to do the vet benefits show or not?
Uncle Sam is a vet. I wanted to get his opinion. When I called over, not using a sexy voice or anything, I can talk normal. Auntie Audacious said he was stuck and couldn't come to the phone.
Well, what's with all these people getting stuck? Is this some new phrase? Like a couple months ago, every word out of my 16-year-old's mouth was crazy. The summer of 17, it was lit.
Get this. I was over at the Smorgasbord on Santa Monica Boulevard. I think it was a Sir George's.
What?
I was getting ready to take one of those bread balls, and this old guy missing a whole bunch of teeth leaned over and said, That might stretch me out.
Oh, I can't believe you'd eat one of those bread balls from Smorgasbord.
Delicious Divine eats them all the time. I've got to think about my figure. I won't be a size 4 forever. Cemex has thought about grouting me when I reach 40.
Grouting you? We're gonna get thrown off the station.
Can you even imagine the embarrassment of knowing that your private parts got infringed and they don't even look like yours? Is my butt round? For the sake of all the dusty erasers, look.
Oh, this is interesting. This is what Rhemus Helms went through in 1994, and now he's done it to you.
I am not showing up at the cosplay ostrich ranch anymore. No more Mistress Lubov at Rhemus Helms cosplay ostrich ranch.
Well, I'm really sorry your relationship with that crazed old lunatic is soured. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I really am a workplace lawyer, and sometimes we deal with employees whose privacy has been invaded. If you want to sue and you're an employee, I'd like to hear from you at 877-525-0700 during normal business hours. That's 877-525-0700 if you've been sexually harassed by a creepy old uncle of somebody. 877-525-0700 if you want righteous representation. Because the way I'm going to do it, no one in that courtroom was going to be listening to the other lawyer. When we come back, we'll find out more from Cindy D in this bizarre case of infringement on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for an experienced work lawyer. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, research the firm at worklawyerca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. If you hire the Employment Lawyers Group, your legal problem becomes theirs to solve.
Message and data rates may apply. Up to 8 messages a month. TNC and privacy policy found at purple.com. Reply help for help or stop to cancel.
Here's news so exciting, it'll put you right to sleep. Right now, Purple Mattress is celebrating the 4th of July by giving you 10% off your Purple Mattress. That's right. Get 10% off your purchase of a Purple Mattress right now during their huge 4th of July sale. This is your best chance to savor this true scientific breakthrough in sleep comfort. Purple is not memory foam. These patented new materials in a brand new design cradle your pressure points, suspend you in the feeling of weightlessness, and let you sleep cooler, deeper, and better than you ever imagined. And even better than waking up refreshed, waking up with all the extra money you saved. You can even try the Purple Mattress risk-free for 100 nights. Hurry, don't miss your chance to get a Purple Mattress with their best deal ever. 10% off for a limited time during the huge 4th of July sale. Get 10% off a Purple Mattress by texting SHOP to 84888. Text SHOP to 84888. That's SHOP to 84888.
At Walgreens, we know that your day doesn't stop for diabetes. So when you've got places to go and people to see, count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7. Find all major brands of testing supplies like Walgreens True Metrics in-store and online. And download tools to help you stay on track, like our 5-star mobile app with Pill Reminder. At Walgreens, we are your diabetes go-to. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Baseball season is in full swing. It's a good thing Matt secured his denture with Super Poly Grip. Now he can enjoy the snacks as much as the game.
Poly Grip. Hey, how are you? So great to see you.
It's that time of year when the family meets up.
Hi, come on. Get together, guys. Family photo.
It's a good thing Jack cleans his denture with Polydent so he can enjoy the whole day with confidence.
Polydent.
We've got 2020 vision on 2020 AM790 KABC.
Lawyers suck! They're the scum on the soles of your shoes.
Talk Radio 790 KBC. I'm wondering how much sleep Cindy D and Cemex get around her house with those Cindy D sex robots lying around everywhere, but not necessarily on beds, huh?
Look at these dolls. Do they look like my goods?
Well, how would I know? As I told Rhemus Helms 25 years ago, the only way to deal with something like this is to get an independent medical examination and have the independent doctor compare the bedroom toy to your organs, write a report, and then the lawyers can litigate the situation.
Can't you just solve this right now? I am sure Rhemus Helms would let you be the judge.
Oh, I can't. It would be a conflict of interest with the Helms Foundation's $5.14 billion in funding and 14 inches of endowment sponsoring this show.
What about me? I thought we were friends.
Yes! 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 Our friendship would be in jeopardy. Besides, I don't think Cemex would like me to conduct the inquiries that have to be conducted in order for there to be a decision on which parts of you has been infringed and which, well, maybe not.
Call Rhemus Helms up right now. I know he's listening. This is his favorite show, other than Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Okay, this could boost the ratings. The call screener will get Rhemus Helms on the line. Wait, 469-1414 called in. That's Rhemus Helms' private line. Oops, I just repeated his number on the air.
I bet the listeners don't know what the area code is. I'll tell them.
Everybody knows he's the most important man in Sun Valley, California. It doesn't take an 8-year-old genius to figure out what area code he's in.
What's he saying? I know he's talking nonstop at the call taker who's writing you on that computer screen.
I'm afraid there's been a lawsuit.
I didn't even file yet. Dumas volunteered his services. Should I use him?
Rhemus Helms, how many people has sued? They all got stuck? Where? Oh, are they okay now? The emergency room? Well, it serves them right. Do you know if their health insurance covered those mishaps? A couple of wives found out about this because of the insurance bills?
Who's suing? I thought the Nizuki sex robot was authorized by her. Some big contract Dumas was all proud of drafting, I heard.
No, Rhemus Helms! I most certainly will not represent you! You told all the plaintiffs I represent you? How could you? I don't represent defendants. You're being sued, Rhemus. Yes, you're a defendant. It looks like they named you in the Rhemus Helms Corporation. I'm not even a products liability lawyer. You really want my opinion? You know, I've never used it or anything. My opinion would be worthless.
Hey, Mr. Gerber, you could borrow one of those laying around the beds in my house and get back to us. Tell us your opinion.
No to both of you. Anyway, I think it's a bad product if there are already 15,000 lawsuits. Why isn't there a class action? The injuries are too big for a class action, maybe.
What's happening? Who's suing?
Rhemus, I have to put you on hold and explain this to Cindy D. No, I represent employees in wage and hour class actions. No, I don't think there's been a case like this. The Jerk? That's a movie. No, I don't think it's a biodrama about how William Randolph Hearst made and lost his fortune. Okay, I'll ask her. It seems dubious, though. Cindy D, is there any chance that both of your parents are Asian, but you aren't?
Not That I know of. No.
No, Rhemus, she doesn't think so. Again, that was a movie. I'd have to review the film. I don't recall. Yes, I do think Steve Martin was supposed to be a poor white boy from an all-black family. Look, this is irrelevant. Well, okay, yeah, that's a good point. Cindy D, since you're familiar with all of your organs and do you feel the sex robot is, how do I say, representative of all of you?
Well,
any of you?
Well, the cup size is accurate. I'm not a 36, though. Hey, Mr. Gerber, you know what really bothers me? The fingers.
You know what really bothers me?
They're all long, like I have Marfans or something.
Can I get some measurements on those fingers? Any pictures? Yes, I'm opening the text message, Rhemus. Woo, Cindy D. Do you always keep a hand in your purse?
I got so mad one night. I took Semix's concrete saw, the one with the 18-inch blade, and I cut her hand off.
Okay, yeah. Let me measure these fingers. From the looks of this, well, I don't think they qualify as Marf fingers.
How do you know?
I'm an expert on Marfan syndrome. I'm not even gonna measure.
Look at my hand.
Wow, you could have been a hand model.
My fingers aren't as long as this here hand I sawed off.
You should be careful using such a powerful blade and such a powerful saw on realistic robot skin. And did you have to saw off a bone to get this hand off?
It's the Cindy D robot. She doesn't have a bone.
Is this sex robot all flappy? Like you lift her up and she jiggles around everywhere?
She's a sex robot. Of course she jiggles. And there's a reason why they call me Cindy D.
Yeah, I think we went over this on a few shows. You use a last name that's impossible to pronounce and spelled and pronounced differently every time, so no one can ever ID you by your last name.
What's so hard about Duca Kunakenzi?
Duca Kunakenzi. No, that's not hard at all.
Dakakudo Kenzi?
Go, duck, go.
Duda Kuku Casey?
Enough of this!
Delicious Divine betrayed every one of my sex organs, even my lips.
How could you ever have your heart in doing another two-girl landline show with her?
I just couldn't. I couldn't pretend we're sharing the same peanuts anymore.
Oh, I'm allergic to peanuts. I hear a noise. What is going on? I wish I'd stop that. I should turn my phone off. Why do people text me between 7 and 8 p.m. on Sunday nights? Don't they know these are live shows? Can't they hear all the stupid mistakes we make on these shows?
If Delicious Divine only hired me back, actually hired me this time because before I was an independent contractor, if she hired me back because she was secretly plotting to use my sexy voice while I am working to sell to Rhemus Helms so he could make a Cindy D sex robot, isn't that fraud?
It might be fraud in the inducement, but she's kept you on. It isn't like she's fired you after she got all your performances pressed into some flappy sex robot that doesn't look like you, except the cup size. Getting you there just to get your goods and then booting your booty out. BTW, I presume the doll talks. Can I hear her voice? I want to know what it sounds like.
Mr. Gerber, if you want an erotic chat, all you have to do is take my deposition. I just love those keys on the court reporting machine.
Since you've got 10 of those sex robots laying around your beds at home, but not necessarily on your beds, maybe Semix could make one of them talk and I could hear the voice, strictly for legal reasons.
I guarantee a landline call would be much better.
Oh, just humor us all.
Okay. I'll ask Varjean to make the sex robot say something.
Oh, come on. Parental discretion. At least your husband could do it.
All of Varjean's genius friends pull the robot's hair and listen to her wail.
Oh boy, this is crazy, people. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. We're talking to Cindy D, who's the most famous landline phone sex operator, English speaking that is. She has been infringed. It's an unauthorized sex robot, and she's ranting and raving about this. And I hope you're live streaming this show on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube. We heard about this from Rhemus Helms last week on this show when he told us about this infringement. We also had a live stream this weekend. We've cleared up this whole earthquake thing. That stuff in Fontana with the groundwater from the sex robots procreating in Rhemus Helms Worldwide Distribution Center has absolutely nothing to do with the Mojave earthquake. You also can listen to that on the Karl Gerber with a K live stream on YouTube. If you feel like calling me at work, you know the number, 877-525-0700 during the week. We'll be back in one moment on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a results-oriented law firm whose goal is to get the client what they deserve. They've represented thousands of California employees who've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or were owed wages on an individualized or group basis, such as a class action. They have a high rate of success. There are few situations involving employment law that they have not confronted. At the forefront of employee rights, they're often the first employee law firm to confront a new legal issue. For an experienced employment lawyer, call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, read more about the firm at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Make your work problem theirs to solve.
AM790 KABC.
Talk Radio 790, KABC News Update. I'm Steve Cumming. The White House is being accused of using cruelty to children as a tool of immigration policy. Speaking on CBS's Face the Nation, Delaware Senator Chris Coons said,
there are ways in which the administration has demonstrably failed in its moral responsibility to provide minimally reasonable care for children in their custody.
He cited reports of overcrowding and unsanitary conditions at detention facilities as examples of cruelty to children. New York City is planning a ticker tape parade Wednesday morning at 9:30 Eastern Time for the United States women's soccer team. Earlier today, they scored a 2-0 World Cup victory over the Netherlands. It's their second consecutive World Cup win and their fourth overall. KABC SoCal weather, low clouds and fog with drizzle tonight and lows in the upper 50s to mid-60s. More news coming up in 30 minutes, continuing coverage at KABC.com. I'm Steve Cumming, Talk Radio 790 KABC News.
Red, white, and blue savings at the Home Depot means up to 40% off appliance special buys. Plus, up to $600 in extra savings instantly on select appliances. Get an entire GE counter depth kitchen package for under $2,900. No rebate, no hassle, no kidding. Today is the day for doing. Red, white, and blue savings at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. Gas extra. See store for details. Valid through July 10th.
The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
I wrote this next song for a gal from Cheyenne. Should never have told her how Progressive's collision insurance covers injured dogs and cats. She said if they could love her pooch as much as she did, then so could I. Well, I couldn't. This next song's called Cat Person. It was a rough, rough night in Wyoming. The cat was out of the bag.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pet coverage not available in New Hampshire and North Carolina.
Now's the time to find your color, your paint, and everything to get started during red, white, and blue savings at the Home Depot. transforming your room is easier than ever. With the best deals online and in-store, you can confidently select your color and the tools for your next paint project. Get a colorful new experience and the right paint for the right price. Save $10 on 1 gallon and $40 off 3 and 5 gallons for a limited time only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Limit 25 gallons per household. See store for details.
Let's consider the secret life of the innermost nesting doll. Living most of her life in the dark, inside the other nesting dolls, she has plenty of time to think, if she could. Sadly, she has no brain. However, when an innermost nesting doll hears that Geico not only saves people money, but also has been providing great service for over 75 years, she thinks it's obvious you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. Pity the innermost nesting doll and her lot in life.
The beacon of common sense. AM790 KABC.
They're the scum on the soles of your shoes.
What an insult. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. I've got Cindy D, the most famous English-speaking landline phone sex operator in studio, discussing the fact that an unauthorized sex robot has been made. So, Cindy D, that is, can I have Semex's number? Thank you. Let me dial him up. Oh, Semex, I'm glad you're listening. Okay, I'll do the pop quiz. If you pour, pump 2,500 PSI pea gravel mix in a 4-inch slump, what's its pressure per square inch in 4 days? Oh, that's too easy. It's 1,000 PSI. That's too obvious. It means the concrete can withstand 1,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. Edging? That much pressure? Just use your best edging trowel. Come on, you're a pro. Semex, no, I'm not asking that question. We have smart listeners. Seriously, I need you to make the Cindy D. The fake Cindy D sex robot talk. You're going to do it? Okay, let's hear it. What's that?
It's the Cindy D sex robot, the fake one.
This is some of a ripoff? Not the Rhemus Helms edition, right?
It's the Rhemus Helms model.
Well, it doesn't sound anything like you. Do you even speak Italian?
I really wish I did. That's one language I can't do. Vargine can, though.
I was under the impression that the robot makes sounds that are copied from landline phone sex calls you took while working on the clock at Underground Operators.
That's the thing. I don't mean Rhemus Helms' thing. Not his cosplay monster the thing. I mean, not his personality. I'm talking about the Cindy D sex robot. I feel like her personality is more based upon the voyeur calls.
The voyeur calls? Why do you, why do we have to go so deep? I don't even want to penetrate the subject matter of the voyeur calls, whatever they are.
Simple. Not everybody can afford $9.99 a minute to talk to me. Some pensioners and people who don't have much coming in through Social Security have the option. It's a very fair price. Vargine says altruism on Underground Operators' part. They can hear replays of my calls for 99 cents a minute.
What an incredible bargain! At prices like that, somebody living in poverty could almost afford a 5-minute call. If that's all they need. But with these older guys, I mean, people on pensions and at SSI, I'm not sure they could get there for less than $20 or $30.
You'd be surprised.
On second thought, 99 cents a minute doesn't exactly sound like a bargain for sloppy seconds.
If that's all you've got, that's all you've got. Not everybody's got what Rhemus Helms has got. It's better than talking to size 2 live. Oh, Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. She's the third most popular English-speaking landline phone sex operator at Underground Operators.
But if you don't speak Italian, where did that whole sound come from that Cemex was so kind as to get the sex robot to utter?
It sounded like she was having a good time, didn't it? Do you think... I can't believe it. The nerve of him. Did he...
take that fast copy for a test drive?
He must have.
The nerve of that concrete man cheating on his wife with an infringing copy of the sex robot based on her voyeur calls. Or is she?
I tell you, there's no way I could ever act Italian or speak it. Believe me, I've tried the whole thing about eating pasta and having sex. Ugh, it's not for me.
There is another possibility.
Not calamari. That's not a smell for sex.
Something I'm wondering about.
Yes, the size of my... Here, let me show you.
No. Keep your tight leggings on. Rhemus Helms claims his sex robots were procreating.
That's the stupidest thing I've heard since Delicious Divine told me to claim we raised $169,000 for muscular dystrophy in our two-girl show.
Oh, that was a lie? Hey, Zeus Arcturus! How much did you raise?
We raised a lot of money.
Oh, money! How much money did you raise?
$171,216. Delicious Divine told me to round it down to $169 for publicity purposes.
I don't really get how it could happen either, but just suppose for a moment that the robotic sex dolls in Rhemus Helms' worldwide distribution center were able to procreate. Is there any possibility these Asian-looking Cindy D dolls are, say, second or third generation versions? Is there a male Asian sex robot in there?
Kim Jong-un.
That explains the high-rise feature as if fake Cindy D's hairline.
How would this work?
Take, for instance, a what if. What if the Cindy D sex robot got together with the Italian stallion robot?
How did you know Rhemus Helms made an Italian stallion sex robot?
Cindy D.
Your wife has one, right?
Cindy D. There's a gigantic billboard for that particular model on Sunset Boulevard on the Sunset Strip. I couldn't miss it last week when I was on my way to Dino's.
Dino's? Is that a dinosaur place?
It's sort of real old school cool. Hey, that's funny. The club's run by an Italian comedian.
I tell you, Rhemus Helms is a marketing genius.
This is deep. I tell you, so many lawyers, layers of improbability.
And probable conspiracies. Genetic explanations, too. Don't forget about them.
It's simply what was that? It's simply too much to reconcile another text message.
Is that your reminder you've got a landline appointment?
Hey, yikes! A lot of people are suing over that stupid doll. There's been a lot of injuries and embarrassment, trips to the emergency room. One of these claims he got shocked.
What? Can I read that?
Yeah, it might be faster.
A sex reassignment surgeon was shocked to find out I'm a transsexual? I am not.
Well, he claims the size of something was unnaturally small.
Some of these lawsuits are ridiculous. Do you see employment lawsuits this stupid?
Oh, here's one. The voice didn't sound anything like Mistress Lubov.
What a moron. Like, duh. It's not the Mistress Lubov service robot. Did it come with a whip? I don't think so.
Well, these lawsuits could total hundreds of millions in damages, even more.
How many of these did Rhemus Helms sell?
Well, he claims figures of $600 billion in sales. I'm starting to not to trust everything that man says. Oh, wait, he wants to make an offer.
It's about time. It better be good. At least $1 billion for me.
Okay, Rhemus Helms is offering you a partnership in the Cindy D sex robot. He claims all of the profits up to now have been donated to Doctors Without Borders to provide medical services for children in conflict zones. But he'll make the partnership go back to day one, pony up $14 million, even though he hasn't made a profit, and give you all future profits, presuming you won't consider a hefty donation of those profits to important charitable purposes, including research into sexual and non-sexual eruptions.
14 million? 14 million? I could send Vargine to Oxford in a couple of years to get her PhD. Cemex could finally have the time to make and build a life-size cement bust of me. Let's do it.
Well, don't come so fast. Before you get off this party, you better think about the partnership making you responsible for all those lawsuits.
I'm sure Rhemus Helms has insurance.
Insurance coverage has limits. There are limits on how many claims are paid on a policy. Some of this stuff like punitive damages, that isn't covered by insurance. It's against public policy. It can't be covered.
Punitive damages? How can Rhemus Helms be hit with those?
The legal papers claim he's knowingly designed an unsafe sex robot with knowledge of intended uses. That whole thing about getting stuck. The lawsuit says this was an intentional disregard to the rights and safety of the customers. The product is downright dangerous. All those factors are grounds for punitive damages in employment law. I've litigated this all. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We'll be back in one moment.
The Employment Lawyers Group is a results-driven law firm whose goal is to get the right result for the client. They have represented employees with a high rate of success since 1993 throughout the state of California. They're only paid and if they are able to collect money from the employer, so there's not any upfront fees or costs in order to hire them. They have represented thousands of employees who've been terminated from their jobs, sexually harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or are owed wages in an individualized or group basis such as a class action. Call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have operators standing by. They can also be reached at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Hire them and make your workplace problem theirs to solve.
At Walgreens, we know that your day doesn't stop for diabetes. So when you've got places to go and people to see, count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7. Find all major brands of testing supplies like Walgreens True Metrics in-store and online. And download tools to help you stay on track, like our 5-star mobile app with Pill Reminder. At Walgreens, we are your diabetes go-to. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Baseball season is in full swing. It's a good thing Matt secured his denture with Super Poly Grip. Now he can enjoy the snacks as much as the game.
Poly Grip. Hey, how are you? So great to see you.
It's that time of year when the family meets up.
Hi, come on. Get together, guys. Family photo.
It's a good thing Jack cleans his denture with Polydent so he can enjoy the whole day with confidence.
Polydent.
Message and data rates may apply. Up to 8 messages a month. TNC and privacy policy found at purple.com. Reply help for help or stop to cancel.
Here's news so exciting, it'll put you right to sleep. Right now, Purple Mattress is celebrating the 4th of July by giving you 10% off your Purple mattress. That's right, get 10% off your purchase of a Purple mattress right now during their huge 4th of July sale. This is your best chance to savor this true scientific breakthrough in sleep comfort. Purple is not memory foam. These patented new materials in a brand new design cradle your pressure points, suspend you in the feeling of weightlessness, and let you sleep cooler, deeper, and better than you ever imagined. And even better than waking up refreshed, waking up with all the extra money you saved. You can even try the Purple mattress risk-free for 100 nights. Hurry, don't miss your chance to get a Purple mattress with their best deal ever. 10% off for a limited time during the huge 4th of July sale. Get 10% off a Purple mattress by texting SHOP to 84888. Text SHOP to 84888. That's SHOP to 84888.
Clear thinking. Free discussion. AM 790 KABC.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. We are broadcasting live in Culver City and live streaming on the Karl Gerber with K channel on YouTube, where you can catch up on all the old episodes. So, Cindy D, we've got to reach a climax here.
Have you ever had an employment case where somebody's organs got infringed and the infringed organs presented dangers to human?
Well, hasn't every employment lawyer?
If I became Rhemus Helms' partner in the Cindy D robot, I couldn't just take the profit and have him pay for these lawsuits, could I?
Well, Cindy D, the product caused a penile amputation. Do you want your name associated with a penile amputation?
Maybe Mistress Luboff does, but not Cindy D.
You want my advice? Just walk away from this mess. And no, I have a better idea. Sue for trademark infringement. I mean, a trade name infringement. Claim damages for your reputation. The nerve of Rhemus Helms making a gender reassignment surgeon think you might actually be a...
How much do you think I could get?
Well, what kind of damage has this caused? Surely there's been some infringement, but actual damages are always important.
I've been getting a lot of calls lately where the customer says they have the doll and they're thinking of me.
Once all the press hits on these lawsuits, maybe the calls will take a dive.
Can we weigh our options on a truck scale?
Okay, you can be partners with Rhemus Helms and be liable for a lot of lawsuits. 2, you can sue for your likeness being infringed over this product, but the product doesn't resemble much of you.
If I'm suing over my likeness being ripped off, does that mean I'm admitting I am a transsexual and all this stuff like the Asian looks, high-rise hair, and long fingers are anatomically correct?
Yeah, that's sort of the problem. There isn't a lot of likeness going on here. It's more of a trade name being used for profit, since Cindy D is clearly known as the most important English-speaking landline phone sex operator. The Cindy D name has value. But in all seriousness, what's the value? How big can the market be in 2019 for landline phone sex operators? Especially if most of the customers are on SSI or are pensioners.
Were you listening? That's just mostly the voyeur customers. There's a lot of guys out there with big wads to blow.
The lawyer can't make the decision. They can merely advise the client of the legal significance of everything. The facts, spins on evidence, and probable outcomes.
But if it's true what Rhemus Helms says, there isn't a profit anyway. Let me ask Farjean what I should do.
You aren't going to ask your 8-year-old daughter for advice on this most delicate, private matter, are you? At least not on this show.
What's an injunction?
Good point. We could have Rhemus Helms enjoined from selling any more of these. Ask it be taken off the market.
Rhemus Helms just texted me 14 times. He'll agree to take the product off the market immediately. What's with all the praying and jumping ostrich emojis?
Well, what will he do with all the models of the product at the worldwide distribution center, presumably ready to be sent to far corners of Arkansas? Presumably procreating in the Fontana warehouse in the meantime.
Oh my God. I'm a mother to lots of sex robots. It's too late.
Well, this could mean serious trouble for the Helms Corporation. Maybe even the foundation. I could lose a sponsor.
What's he going to do with all these sex robots the not Cindy D mother has, mothered.
Obviously use them to infiltrate the diabolical operation of Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M like duh!
Do you think it would work? 8-inch slumps of pea gravel? It would be like I am there, but I am not really there.
Do you know if Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M, has goons at his ever-growing Berber toupee factories that are actually machining nylon?
He must. He must increase my bust.
Huh?
Imagine ever-growing Berber that is actually nylon being used for breast implants.
Heavens! That would be the complete downfall of Western civilization!
As if procreating sex robots and ever-growing Berber toupees that are actually nylon isn't?
A few episodes ago, I recall getting some intel about soybean futures. I feel like... Yes!
Soy oil mixed with ever-growing Berber that is actually nylon. Haven't you seen the advertisements?
I can't say I have.
Oh, I forgot. You probably don't read Us and People, Playgirl, all the popular women's magazines.
Well, over at the payphone booth at Dino's, I do recall seeing a copy of Playgirl. If it had that guy Reynolds. Ew, I decided to use my cell instead of taking the call in the privacy of a phone booth with blacked out windows and a copy of Playgirl.
The ads I am talking about in all the women's magazines talk about an instant bust increase. 1 injection, and within 6 hours, you're another bust size. Give it a day, and you've gone from an A to a D.
What magazine ran this ridiculous ad?
It's all natural.
What were these magazines?
Definitely Mother Jones. I distinctly recall watching Virgin eat a 100% natural, gluten-free bowl of granola while reading that article.
Any other magazines?
The Progressive, a magazine for peace and social justice. I just love that read. It's a good one when I'm waiting for Virgin to get out of her quantum physics lessons over at Caltech. Oh, yes, also The Liberal. I've seen those ads there.
No, I need to see these ads immediately.
You're thinking of increasing your bust?
Hell no! I'm allergic to soybean oil. I have a theory.
Okay, let me run over to my bitchin' 82 Camaro. Maybe you can sing a song or something while I'm gone.
What kind of car do you got? I've got a bitchin' Camaro.
How was that?
Okay, I know it's pretty old school, me reading these print magazines, but I think it impresses some of Virgin's professors. Even though she's a genius, sometimes she has to go over to Caltech for that quantum physics class because she doesn't always get that stuff with the professors at the university lecturing out of the window in dead languages. Anyway, the prof sees Cindy D, the most famous English-speaking landline phone sex operator, reading The Liberal and think, I've got something.
Well, if you're the most famous landline phone sex operator, I mean, English-speaking that is, you must have something.
What are you looking for in those magazines?
Well, the address for this 6 to 24-hour all-natural bust treatment is the product sold out of Queens, New York. Do you know whose principal place of business is in Queens, New York?
Duh, doesn't everybody? That's where Dumas worked, selling carpets for the head and townhome floors. Before he came out to California, after flunking the New Jersey bar a couple of times.
Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M, will go to all lengths to destroy the Liberals' first ever growing lo mein noodles that are actually nylon, intended to pop one's stomach. Now the all-natural partial soybean oil, but really ever-growing Berber that's actually nylon breast injection. He must be stopped at once.
I don't know, Mr. Gerber. Virgin said the events this week in North Korea make it seem like that whole scheme where Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M, his scheme where he wore the coral reef ever-growing Berber toupee that is actually nylon and shrunk himself to get in between the metal studs of Chapstick's office to steal the most important database in the world of every single sanitary napkin use. only to realize he downloaded but a few uses on it.
I followed this story. I don't just mean the event in Chapstick's office, but the whole photo op. Many claim the guy Myron Alfumbra pronounced, the most famous person he trims, didn't get us anything with North Korea, and that photo op looks much better for North Korea than us.
I hate to say it because I'm really mad at him, but there's only one man who has the resources and connections to stop Myron Alfombra, pronounced Madding, but spelled Eminem, and that's...
Oh, thanks. Gee, you could make me feel any smaller compared to Rhemus Helms? Okay, true, I've tried and failed to stop Myron Alfombra, pronounced Madding, but spelled Eminem. I presume you weren't going to say me.
We all know the only living person with the resources to stop Myron Alfombra, pronounced and spelled like rug and candy. Well, it's Rhemus Helms, the most important man of Sun Valley, California.
And does that mean you weren't going to sue him for the whole fake Cindy D sex robot that's endeared herself to a lot of product liability lawyers? This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, Talk Radio 790 KABC.
This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.